Hello, welcome once again. I am Father Balmax Pereira, Assistant Professor in Botany at St. Joseph Vaz College, Korthali. Today's lesson is for the second year BSc students in Botany in the third semester, and we will have the BOS 101 Floriculture title. And under Floriculture, we are having the unit Commercial Floriculture, and today's module is continuation of post-harvesting technology. We will be having a look at packing and prolonging of shelf life. We'll have the introduction, post-harvesting. We'll see the packing of ornamental plants and how to prolong shelf life. We attempt to understand the concepts of commercial floriculture in a better way today, and also we update our knowledge on use of post-harvest technology. Some post-harvesting special treatment that we will revise from last two modules that we had. Pulsing means the loading of flowers with high concentration of sucrose and anti-ethylene compound for a short duration by dipping the cut flowers into the solution. Impregnation is the ends of stems can be impregnated with high concentration of silver nitrate or nickel chloride or cobalt chloride. These solutions protect against the blockage of water vessels in the stems, which is done normally by the microbial growth. And this greatly improves the longevity of the several flowers in the market. We also keep in mind bud opening. The flowers are treated with some specific chemical solutions which can be called as bud opening solutions, and this reduces the sensitivity of the flowers to the extreme temperature or low humidity or ethylene, which will greatly affect the floriculture market. And conditioning or hardening is a simple process where the flowers are kept standing closely in large container of water to restore the turgidity of cut flowers from water stress during the storage and transportation. Now these points are important because this is commercial floriculture, and in commercial floriculture we need flowers that remain fresh and turgid. Continuing from the last module, we had seen the 3 points, that is harvesting, and we had seen conditioning, post-harvest conditioning, and post-harvest storage. Today we see packing, and the 5th point that we will be seeing is prolonging of shelf life. Now both these points will come together in today's presentation. So post-harvest life of flowers. Now this depends on the efficient packaging and storage. So that means packaging and storage become very, very important. So appropriate packaging of flowers combined with pulsing that we have seen in previous slide, it is helpful to ensure fresh quality of flowers for consumer, because that is what the consumers look at in the commercial floriculture. And it also offers potential advantage of extending the vase life or the shelf life of the flowers. We always want fresh flowers. We can see fresh flowers over here, and if they are not fresh, surely the customers will reject them. Hence, proper packaging is very, very important. Prolonging shelf life of flowers would be by using some special treatments on flowers. Especially the temperature has to be maintained between 20 to 20 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity has to be maintained between 40% to 80%. There has to be continuous light supply, that is around 12 hours daily, and this light has to be given from cool white fluorescent lamps which are at 1000 to 2500 lux. Now the point of termination of vase life or shelf life varies from the first sign of wilting or fading to the total death of all flowers. Now when we look at flowers, we will find there is a first sign of wilting. So that is the time we know that the termination of the vase life or the shelf life is taking place very fast. So some important points in this: the termination of life of the harvested flowers, it depends on the water uptake and transport, how the flowers are transported, the water loss in those harvested flowers, and the capacity of the flower tissue to retain water. Now this can be seen in the detached flowers, that is loose flowers, and also the cut flowers. Now in case of the detached or the loose flowers, they lose water from all tissues depending on the environmental and internal factors. So both the factors are important, environmental as well as internal factors. We have to remember that water deficit and wilting develop when the transpiration exceeds absorption of water. So these are the two events that are taking place as far as water or humidity or moisture is concerned. So when transpiration exceeds absorption of water, wilting will start. Hence, apart from detached flowers, we also see the cut flowers. Now the rate of water uptake of the cut flowers depends on the transpirational pool, temperature and composition of solutes, the solutes that will be used in different processes of post-harvesting technology. Now finally, what is required is that the cut flowers or the loose flowers have to be packed and they have to be marketed. So packaging should be functional, economical and attractive. These 3 points are important in packaging. Functional, it has to be economical, and it has to be attractive so that the customers take it, besides being acceptable in the markets. So for that, cold treatment before packing is used. The corrugated cardboard boxes are the proper packing materials for distant market in a special way. Now the growers or the floriculturists will also use small bags made out of fertilizer bags or fertilizer bag material to bring these flowers of jasmine to the market. This is one example, flowers of jasmine. These are loose flowers. Wholesale pack flowers in bamboo baskets because they have to maintain some moisture and air circulation in the baskets. So the idea of sprinkling water on the newspapers and covering those newspapers inside of the basket before putting the flowers is used. Some examples that we can see: in different type of flowers there will be different idea that will be used, but commonly all the flowers have to be packed properly. So if we look at rose, after the grading of the roses is done, the cut blooms are packed in corrugated cardboard boxes and they are lined with polythene film. Now this polythene film is to preserve that moisture. And very fine moist tissue paper shavings are spread at the end of the box to provide cushion to the blossom. Now these blooms are generally packed in bundles of 20 each and tied with a string or a rubber band, and then they are placed in the corrugated cardboard boxes and then they will be transported. In case of gladiolus, we see the gladiolus has negative geotrophism. That is, the flowers will go upside, away from the earth. So the gladiolus spikes are bundled and packed in the box of these dimensions of 120 into 60 into 30 centimeter, and they are stored vertically. Now this vertical storing is because of this negative geotropism. The spikes are arranged head to tail alternatively and then they are tied so that they remain in the same position. You can see these bundles that are tied up over here. These are the gladiolus. We don't have the photo of rose over here. We had seen in the previous slide. Also, we have chrysanthemum, we have anthuriums, we have carnations, we have all other flowers. But just for our example, we will see chrysanthemum. These are packed in the sleeves and are packed in the display boxes of the dimensions having 91 is to 43 is to 15 centimeter. Now the two flowers are placed opposite to one another along the length of the box in such a way that the flower bud faces the side of the box and stem end are towards the center. So all around the box, if you see from the box, outside the box, you will see only the flowers and the stem ends will be in the center of the box. So this idea is used for chrysanthemums. You can see chrysanthemum over here. These are the ends which will be in the center and the flowers will be placed opposite facing the side of the box. Anthuriums are packed in a different way. Normally they are packaged individually, but sometimes they are packed commonly also, and for that packing you use moist shredded newsprint or any other shredded paper because the paper will hold the moisture and supply it. So the major damage during the transportation that can take place in anthuriums is due to the result of spadices puncturing the spade. We have spadix, you can see the spadix over here, and this is the spade. So as they are packed together, sometimes the spadix can puncture the spade, and once that is done, the market will not accept it. It will be rejected in the market. Hence, in floriculture, while packaging, we have to take utmost care that the flowers are not damaged. They are sent to the market very fresh and acceptable to the public who use these flowers. These are our references. And once again, by practicing the post-harvesting technology in floriculture, we can really do a good business. You can be good floriculturists. Thank you.